I'm here now. Can you hear me? Um, thanks. Oh, let me turn off my stream. Everyone, thanks for watching. Catch you next time. Yeah, I can't hear anything. Why can't I hear anything? Um, Input volume, mic. Can you hear me now? Thanks. Yes, no, maybe. It doesn't say you're talking, so it might be your mic. Like I can see in Discord, my icon being circled in green when I'm talking, but it doesn't show you circled in green at all. Yeah, I'm not sure what's up. Do you want to try a different channel or a private call? Oh, Sky's here. Can you hear me, Sky?
Yeah, I just got here. Hey, how is everyone?
Sweet. Fangs, is here, but I can't hear him at all. I think his mic might not be working.
Oh, okay, cool. No,
Uh,
that was messy.
Okay. There we go. There we go.
Ah,
Yeah,
Okay.
it was a really, really wild, scrappy slugfest. Well,
Yeah,
not really.
definitely a very bloody start in England. I
yeah.
Yeah,
I think
I was.
one mistake, Sky. I think that you made. I I think one mistake was, first of all, you didn't begin at Manchester. That would have. I mean, you still would have gotten found out at the same time, but that then you could have hidden up at Edinburgh to protect your initial encounter better.
Wait, he could have hit it
I
at Edinburgh,
I,
right?
I mean, he could have, except that he chose to begin at Edinburgh and put his first thing at Manchester, and that it was only after the hidden schemes actually dark called at Manchester, which he definitely can't really count on. I
It's funny. That approach, like, would have been brilliant if I didn't have the tools to find him, right? Like, if he had started in
Yeah,
like Constanta Varna or something like that, or
Yeah.
Bari.
I,
It's
for
just
one, don't particularly play that style very often. So when I do, sometimes it's undercooked, so to speak. And yes, I do admit that when I plopped down in Edinburgh to start, I was a bit distracted. I made mention to Snuff earlier of something that happened earlier in my day. But I'm not going to blame any of my victory or defeat on that, because we had some really good moments throughout the course of this game. Like, there was
yeah,
some brass ball kind of moments where I thought, okay, if Godalming moves here, I'm screwed. You know what I mean?
oh,
yeah.
I think you probably played better than me. I didn't draw. I mean, a ton of great cards, but I drew the good cards that I needed at the right time,
Mm-hmm.
right? So having CG and RV was like obviously a power combo that I had ready to go really early, and I did not expect to use them so soon, but it seemed like, and I was dwelling so long. I have the escape route. I have Helsing with nothing on it but
Well,
two horses and a heavenly host in Manchester. You're gonna try to kill him.
what?
Do I risk trying to escape the day combat and then the night combat with like nothing, right?
What?
Um, and or do I use his and hope that I can use the RV next turn? Because if I could use the RV next turn, it would have been more effective, I thought.
What?
But then I was like, no, I need to use it now in
Okay.
case I die. Um,
Yeah. What? One piece of advice for you, Snuff. I think that for that CG, you ought to have forced him to go down to London instead, since Seward was about to go there. And you could have hit him with Seward, who well is well for the daytime fights, or rather,
I
since
disagree. I
yeah.
strongly disagree.
Okay.
I thought about that at length, and I strongly disagree for two reasons. One, I wanted to force him to misdirect the rumored vamp, so I wouldn't have wasted time killing it. Two, Mina needed the supply. Both of them, I could get Mina to Seward or Seward to Mina, but Mina like had basically nothing on her, so I needed to supply with her. So by making Seward take the move, I was able to draw more stuff with Mina. I think I drew.
Okay, well that's Spectator's position for you.
Yeah, and another thing about the whole London, England whole mess is that had the hunters not left when they did, there was like a Sagani mob that was about to mature and wolves. And I
did
would
mention that. Yeah,
they were revealed
out of everybody on the island.
Yeah, but they were revealed, so I knew that. So I intentionally left when I did because I knew they weren't gonna get hurt by it.
A lesson for you, Skybreaker: when a CG token or Heavenly Host token it reveals the encounter.
No, I do know that. It's just the thing. Yeah.
In case you forgot.
The thing. No. I didn't forget, but I was kind of hoping. Oh, maybe he'll forget. Maybe he'll linger a little too long, and I'll just get him. But that didn't necessarily happen. Biting Seward in that one combat was sort of like one of the momentum breakers. Like, I seriously thought I was in real deep trouble at that point. And then I thought, well, let's try a Fangs against Seward and see if he decides to just go for a haymaker and take me out of the game right now. And sure enough, when I saw that Heavenly Host, I was like jumping up and down going, yeah!
I was like, man, if I were Sky and I had double Fangs, I would definitely play it now. I was like, law of averages, maybe he doesn't have double fangs. Yeah. Like, there's reasons to do stuff with Mina. I'm like, let's go for it. If I get a bite this early, what's the worst that can happen? So I was like, I took a gamble on it. It did not work out. You played that combat really well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was definitely well done. I thought I was thinking that it was possible that you were done there and then.
Well, I saw the consecrated ground and I thought, oh no, really this early?
I drew the last Heavenly Host token on my next supply after that turn. So one more supply, I would have killed you in Manchester.
Well,
I got on a scale of 1 to 10 and how good my luck was at that start, I would say it was a 9.9 only because I didn't draw the last Heavenly Host one turn sooner. But
don't be too unreasonable, Sky. Stuff. Sorry. S names. In any event, there is it. Also that was definitely a very well timed char carriage. So well done there. That's
honestly,
obviously caught.
I got so lucky with the draws. Dude, I drew that Rufus right when you might have been thinking about sailing more. It wouldn't surprise me if you just landed there even without Rufus, but with Rufus, you definitely were going to land there. That was great. Yeah, and then the charter carriage, I drew just before I needed it, and it just really worked to my advantage.
Actually, I
commend you on your luck. That's amazing.
I think Sky, actually, you might have been better off going north, staying out at sea one turn and going to North Atlantic to give him more options, and then possibly gone to Ireland, depending. I don't know what you had in your hand and such, so I
disagree. I think the way he did it was perfect.
Yeah, my thought process was to drop onto land from the North Sea, and I was thinking, okay, I didn't want to drop too close to Godalming, so I decided I would just drop in Amsterdam. But it turns out that Godalming kind of railed past there.
Yeah,
and I thought,
assuming that you would think that way.
Yeah, and then my second thought process was, okay, what if he thinks I'm hiding in the port under a fog? So instead, I'll move to Cologne, and then see whether or not he thinks that that's a hide card or not. And then when he moved into Amsterdam, then I'm like, okay, I got him. I tricked him. And then the next turn, the wolf form came back off the trail, so I just said, yep, cheese it, and let's just get the hell out of here.
So what I
Yeah,
ended up thinking was, and I swear to God, I almost used the speedy telegraph, um, on the turn where you moved to, Brussels, um, and I was gonna have Mina land first in Amsterdam because I figured you were there, and if you hid, then I'd move Godalming in, and if you didn't, I would move Godalming for a one-on-one in Brussels, which obviously wouldn't matter because you used fog anyway. But I was dwelling on that decision for a long time. I was like, no, like Mina could very easily die in a 1v1, even though you're low health. I mean, she was at like, what, 7 health at the time. She had the same two knives and, no, so she
oh,
had a heavily host and a knife at the time, and the horses. If he put down like more damaging stuff, Mina could die, or if you put down a
yeah.
fog, you could feed and kill Mina there. So I was like, I'm gonna play it safer. I'm just gonna move. I'm gonna wait until you. I'm gonna move in with Godalming. Then, if you did hide, at least I'll have a possibility of a 2v1, or in fog a fight with Godalming, who's sturdier, right? And if you're not there, if you went to Hamburg or if you went to Brussels as you did, I could then move Mina in and scan and kind of figure things out a little bit that way.
Mhm.
So that was kind of my
Yeah.
approach, which sort of
Eh,
worked. And then I realized too late, I traded the Heavenly Host on to Godalming, thinking that'd be better for him to have it. But then I was like, wait, I realized after, oh, you know, if I was Sky, I would put down the the soil first that I know you have first because you need health, and you know I'm probably not going to land on you that turn. And I realized it too late. I was like, shoot, like this is going to be a soil, and
and so it
actually, sure
was.
enough, that's what it was. So I lost some time that way. Then after that, I was like, okay, I'm going to
Yeah.
intentionally move two hunters into a port at the same time. So if you are trying to be aggressive, at least I have a chance of getting two hunters on you when I land in Bordeaux. I figured
Yeah.
you wouldn't, but just in case. And then at that point, I was like, okay. Now I'm like, okay, you're probably just getting distance, right? Because my movement's
Yeah.
not great. My
Eh,
hunters are weak. I'm just going to start to go towards distance. And eventually I just caught the trail and started moving east and I got there just fast enough to get the 2v1.
Yeah, and I
So,
had contemplated running down into Italy, but I thought to myself, yeah, it was Seward and Van Helsing are a little too close for comfort. And so from Zurich, I went back up to Munich and thought,
yeah.
okay, well, I'll try going Munich, Zagreb, and kind of like put up a wall of encounters that you'd have to chisel your way through.
I'm
And
guessing
I
there
always
were a few
seem,
fire vamps, weren't there?
oh yeah, for sure.
Considering
And the
that we only
problem
had
I
the only
always
one we all.
seem to have is that I think I always have more time than I do. And then when that chartered carriage came out, I thought, oh crap, because I was sitting in Bucharest and thought, okay, do I put down my fog or do I put down another fighting vampire? I'll put the fighting vampire down because they're not going to get to me this turn, hopefully. And then sure enough, boom, right? You
yeah.
Yeah.
you got in there. And if it was just Mina, well, I already knew it was in Mina's hand because of the spy. So two knives, okay, that's a little rough, but I can play around that because I know that there's just two knives and a horse, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
but this is my problem. I always I have fog or a fighting vampire, I always pick the wrong one because the fog would have been the better one in that case because then I could have been like, okay, fine, fog. It
Yeah.
would have bought me a turn, but my wolf form would have come back off the trail. I could have gone all the way down to what is it?
Valona or Salonika, I think you're thinking.
Yeah.
Salonika, hit the waters and then kind of just get the hell away from you, and then maybe land in Spain and kind of just
Unfortunately,
run the clock out
it wouldn't have quite worked that way, as you would have only have been able to go as far as CAG because with Rufus in play and you still being only on 6 HP or 5
Yeah.
HP after the wolf farm, would have been on 1 HP landing at CAG. So therefore, that would not have going all the way to Spain by via sea would not have been an option.
No, my ultimate final
Alone, it would have
plan
worked.
for
Yeah.
that would have been to go to Valona and put the fog down there,
Yeah.
then move to Athens, hide, feed, dark call, do whatever I have to do and then if I have to go back the other way or hit the waters, just go onto Athens into the sea from Athens, maybe go
Yeah.
one space and then land somewhere just to the west of Italy, you know, like in Milan or somewhere like that. But
It could have worked, right? I mean,
Could-
I would have eventually had stuff to do, and I like still wasn't. I didn't have any good events, so it could have worked. And you know, the funny thing is, the
Yeah.
other thing that was crucial to that ending was really just the stars aligning as well. Because if Godalming had drawn uh, a better horse, I would have gone to Sarajevo and not Budapest. So I was thinking, right, if I'm Sky at this point, I'm going to make a beeline for the castle because of the movement issue, right? It's a little obvious, but you know, Snuff might get distracted by the trail. He's got to heal, have to do all these things,
Yeah,
right?
which
If I were you, making a beeline for the castle made a lot of sense, which is why I checked Zagat first. And when you weren't there, I was like, shit. All right. And then I was like, okay, maybe he's going Sarajevo alone. That would be awful, right? Because he
yeah.
can just
No,
feed, he can feed under fog, he can move around from there. So I was going to check Sarajevo, then go south with
if you
Godalming, but
don't mind, Snuff.
I got the bad horse, and he went on to Budapest, and that revealed your trajectory.
Yeah, if you
So
don't mind, Snuff. I'd like to. I think this is a good time to close the stream, and then we can continue this discussion after that. But thank you, everyone for watching. And congratulations, Snuff, on your 15 IDS win, for which definitely deals, unfortunately, a heavy blow to Team Dark Horse.
yeah,
A good effort, nonetheless, Sky, despite the very rough circumstances. And
yeah. As
well,
admin right now, my partner-
thank you, thank you everyone for watching, and see you all.